my favorite example recently is here though. So this is the one I'll show you. When you have price action like this, okay, it's basically a lot. Yo, 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 what is up, everyone? Happy Friday! Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is doing very, very well. Without any further ado, let's get my fat head on the screen and see how we are looking today. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday. It's the end of the week already. It's the end of July already. It's like 6 days left, 7 days left. Crazy, crazy things are happening this summer. We're moving at light speed through 2026, and that's also another crazy thing to consider. We're in the back half of the year. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well as we watch the market look very weak, look very heavy, look very weak. Still can't flip bearish here until we outright reject, until we outright accept back inside the value area that we were looking at on the last stream, on Wednesday's stream. But it's looking hairy. I'll put it that way. It's looking hairy. Alts look terrible. BTC looks toppy. But yeah, we will discuss all that and more once we get into the charts. How we doing, everyone? What's up, Veslin? Good to see you, bro. Veslin helped us out big time with the new trading syllabus updates. So thank you for that, Veslin. He's our man on the ground. He's our man on the ground, helping us out What's up, Passenger Peter? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Pacific Northwest? Kraken, we got Bossman in the chat. Kraken Exchange in the chat. Everyone on your best behavior. You know the rules. What's up, Sis, my man? Good to see you, bro. Nice and early. Marquise in nice and early as well. Let's go. What's up, Nico? Hermano. Mi hermano. Pro streamer. Yeah, I don't know why. My browser decided to play a video that I had paused in one of my many tabs. It was actually one of my own videos. And I couldn't find the tab that it was in. So, yes, you all had the pleasure of listening to me play my own voice. The narcissist that I am. Play my own voice for about 20 or 30 seconds at the start of the stream. You got the pleasure, Nico Techie. It wasn't an error. It was a happy accident, right? As Bob Ross said, it was a happy accident. What's up, Beerlack, my man? GM, what's up, DJ and Gambler? On a 7 stream streak. Let's go. Love to see that. Love hearts for you, sir. GM, how you doing? BTC just dumped 300 points. Yeah, since we've been speaking, it's down bad. 23 minutes until the open. We're gonna get a prediction going in a few minutes here. Set link. It's Bob Moses. Bob Moses on something observatory. You can probably find it. Last stream you did a chart markup for silver. I have remembered that. We will get to it. Even though I think technically you didn't use the right request. I think you used the normal chart markup. That's definitely a chart markup plus. But I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. We are also live on Kraken YouTube. As well as being live on my Twitch, we're live on Kraken YouTube, my X, and Kraken Pro X. What's up, Mr. Green? GM. Kraken Pro in the chat as well. Love to see it. What's up, Lutz, my man? GM. What's up, Film Ninja? Good to see you. This is your 6th stream in a row, says Lutz. You're glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too. We're all glad you're here. What's up, Crypto Gaz? Happy Friday. Yes, sir. What's up, Sawyer? Happy Friday. We're getting hit with Happy Fridays all over the place. I'll let you guys in a little secret. I appreciate the sentiment, obviously, but when I was in corporate, when I worked in law, that was like my least favorite phrase, Happy Friday. It felt so institutionalized. I don't know. It really felt like I was like, what am I doing with my life? You know? Happy Friday. It really made me question my life choices. Sis and Film Ninja in the YouTube chat. What's up? What's up, Louis Lopez? You're new to this chat room. Give you a good trade. That's what we intend to do. That's what we intend to try and do, at least. Wow, market looks so heavy. Let's jump into the charts. How about that? As we come to within 20 minutes of New York Open, we'll get a prediction going. For those watching on X or YouTube, you can join the prediction if you go to Twitch. Twitch allows you to gamble with channel points. Win florins if you make the correct prediction. Exactly, Twitch. Exactly. You worked with a US company where almost every day was happy. Oh, okay, interesting, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the sentiment. I get it. But I was like, get out of my face. Let me get back to my work so I can hit my weekend earlier. You did the plus? Okay. I'll take your word for it. Near just took that sell side liquidity, did it? Oh, interesting. Wow, yes. Okay. Near is now super interesting to me. This is actually a coin that we have been looking at. Let me just... Yeah. This is a coin we have been looking at. I think this is now interesting to me. I've been waiting for a long time for this sell side liquidity to get taken on Near. You guys remember, this is the OR5 setup. This is our reversal range retest reclaim, rotate, and all of these lows have just been taken. You guys might remember that I mentioned I did not want to long near before all these lows got tidied up. These are Pikachu lows, as I call them, because well, I don't want to get hit by a Nintendo lawsuit, but I think this is probably okay. I think this is probably this is under the threshold of fair use. But yes, what happens is you get guys who look at this level like, oh man, it's strong support. Strong support is holding here. Well, let's get you out of here for the moment. Support level is supporting, right? Meanwhile, all this liquidity is building underneath it. And what inevitably happens, the liquidity gets taken, and then price reverses, and these guys are left looking at the position like the surprise Pikachu. What's up, Gorlami? Good to see you. What's up, Goldfinchy? How you doing? The pronoun coin finally gave way. Is this the pronoun coin? What is a pronoun coin? Near. Thought the pronoun coin was what was it again? Tia, wasn't it? God, that was a fall from grace, Tia. That coin, I remember that coin just Burj Khalifa pattern, man. Up and down. I have no idea what a pronoun coin is. I'm hoping that you can shed some light. Sounds vaguely non-PC. Another G in the chat. We got lots of G's in the chat. For me as an Eastern European, all these fake happiness in corporate is so cringe. Yes, the Eastern European way is a little bit more stoic. What is Kraken Pro? Kraken Pro is a crypto exchange. It's a centralized exchange, and it is the trading platform that I'm currently doing all of my trading on. Let me flick in to the screen, and you can see exactly what it is. This is my current layout on Kraken Pro. Now, I have experimented with this a little. I think my first iteration of my Kraken Pro layout was quite complicated. I had lots of different charts and lots of different panels for information. I think in the end I just pared it back, because really all I want for my style of trading personally is a chart, and then obviously an order form for putting in and out, putting in the orders, and monitoring orders. But there is so much functionality, man. There is yeah, I mean, you can kind of get an idea of it here above my camera. You have alerts, you have market trades, depth chart, analytics, volatility, volume, open interest. You have news, transactions, funding. That's super handy, by the way. A lot of exchanges do not have that. You got like future basis, spread, long short ratio, stuff like that. Yeah, super handy. Really good job. I've actually, one of the things that I've been very vocal about complimenting the team on since joining Kraken is the modularity. And hopefully we're going to add more. I put in a request to add an equity curve. That's what I would really like. Is like an equity curve that you can slot in maybe in one of these panels, and it just shows you the account equity for the current account you have activated. That's, I think people, I love that stuff, and I think people love that stuff too. Equity curves, you always want to see how your account is doing. He identifies as a T-Rex. I identify as a T-Rex, yeah. What's up? It's your boy Toe. It's been a while. Dumping into New York Open. Is there hopium for the Bulls? Is there hopium for the Bulls? So, I kind of covered this on the last stream. We're going to jump into it in a second. You guys might remember we've been looking at this long idea for a while, right? And this would be very similar to the rec-proof 3-tap setup. 1, 2, 3, right? First tap sets your range. Second tap sweeps the liquidity, satisfies the liquidity objective at that level. And the third tap retests the POI created by that liquidity sweep, right? So in theory, the liquidity has been satisfied. So any retest should be to mitigate order blocks or mitigate demand or mitigate an inefficiency, something like that, fill an inefficiency. And what do we have here? Exactly like what we had on Nier, all of these Pikachu lows. And this is another good example, right? Get all these guys looking at this level and thinking, man, this is strong support. Support's gonna hold. Look at this trend line. We're gonna bounce here, and maybe we do. Sometimes trend lines just play out, right? That's It's the beauty of TA, is nothing is 100% accurate, but a lot of time when you get these kind of trend lines, man, what actually is happening is liquidity is building underneath, right? And eventually there comes a tap where we don't bounce at all. We go straight for all the liquidity, take all those lows, and then we bounce. And like I said, that's when Surprise Pikachu. That's my best rendition of a Pikachu, by the way. That's the mom we have. That's the mom. Can we get Pikachu? No, honey, we have Pikachu at home. That's the best I can do on short notice. So yeah, that's it. So does that mean that I'm absolutely guaranteed looking for that? No, not necessarily. But if we start losing this level and start flipping structure, start accepting back into the value area, then yes, I will be looking for rotation to value area low. There's a chart that I have ready that illustrates that even better. Where is it? This one. So I posted this chart on X yesterday, and I said that what I really wanted to see was this low hold, this 65k low. There was lots of confluence here for a bounce. If you take the value area, the volume profile going back to the start of June, right? I'm gonna do this in red. This is the value area created by the range-bound PA we've had since the start of June, and we are currently trading at the high, but arguably we were breaking out. Now we're kind of accepting back inside it now. It doesn't look great, arguably, but I think that you could have said that we were breaking out, retest, and then higher. I don't think it looks too hot now, especially that we're losing 65k, but let's see. We might end up bouncing from the POC. That could be another level. Taking the higher time frame value, going back to February, which is this profile here. That's all of the price action, the range-bound price action we've had back since the February low. We are bouncing from, we are rejecting from mid, effectively the midpoint, the POC of that volume profile, which is worrying. Because as you guys know, anyone who knows how to trade value areas and volume profiles, you know that one of the main rules of trading value areas is that price likes to rotate between value area high and value area low. When price is in a value area, price likes to rotate from value area high to value area low. But the one law or maxim or rule that kind of stands in the way of that is that when there is a strong POC involved, the POC can often interrupt that, and you'll, instead of getting a full rotation, you'll just get a rotation back to the POC and then a rejection and then a move back towards the value area extreme. So what does that mean in practical terms here? It means that although I was looking for this move here from value area low to rotate all the way up to value area high, look where we're rejecting from. This is the POC. We literally tapped it by $10, man, and now we're pulling back. This would be that law, that principle, that maxim manifest. It would be a textbook example of that principle in action. But let's see. I mean, the structure is still bullish here, right? You can pull your low down here. You can say that the structure that we've been putting in since July the 1st, low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Structure still looks pretty good here, right? Going back to the start of the month. You would argue that as long as we can hold this low, that the next structural objective, the next structural liquidity objective should be these equal highs up here at 67 point, what is it? 67.7, 67.5, 67.4, something like that. I don't love that we're losing the daily EMA 50. It's also, shout out Pierre. He alerted me to this. It's also the H1 EMA 200, which I don't use, but he likes to use this. Yes, we are accepting below that as well. So there is some EMA confluence for this level being important, the 65k level. Now, New York Open is in 10 minutes. So let's see what we get at the Open. I'm not going to read too much into the pre-Open price action. Not going to read too much into the Friday price action, but you know, over the coming days, if we can reclaim 65k, then I think upside is still on. I'm not necessarily bearish here. Not giga bullish either, but I'm leaning more bullish than bearish. I just don't like the idea of being bearish here after you know, huge move down from 82k all the way to 57k. I still think there's a little bit more in this bounce, even though we do roll over eventually. But I think the rollover comes higher, 72, 73k. You loved that Pierre comment on your tweet. EMAs are super helpful. Yeah, I must get into them a little bit more. What's up, What the Fox? Good to see you. Good to see you. You're well versed in the law to take on Nintendo. Yeah, evidently. What's up, Excalibur? BTC update. Well, there you go. That's it. July, August are usually decent months. Maybe just some more ranging into the second half of August, then death into September. I think that personally, and this aligns with my broader kind of market outlook, I think that new lows will come around the time of the midterms, and that aligns with my broader view about the global financial markets. I think that the SpaceX IPO, the OpenAI IPO, the Anthropic IPO, I think these are late stage cycle indicators. I think that the tech AI market is closer to the end of its rally than it is to the start. And, you know, if you look at the stock market, if you look at the different sectors of the stock market over the last like 3-4 years, you know, since we've had all this crazy upside, actually only 2 of those sectors have outperformed the index, right? And that's tech and communications. So that to me tells me that it's quite a top-heavy rally, right? It's a rally that is effectively being led and dragged, in another word, by tech, AI, hyperscalers, semiconductors, etc., etc. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is something to be aware of. And I think that, you know, we're seeing, like, what is the SpaceX chart looking like? I saw it was down like minus 50% or something. Is this what I want to look at? Is this one to look? Yeah, this is a little bit better. Yeah, this thing is down. Yeah, down like 50% in just over a month. I think this was the IPO, right? Friday, 12th of June, something like that. Can't exactly remember, but bottom line is, yeah, I think that Anthropic, OpenAI are going to be the same. I think the tech market, the tech AI sectors are due a pullback, and nothing crazy, but 20-30%. I think that's going to nuke crypto. I think that's going to bottom the market closer to the end of the year, potentially around the time of the midterms. Buy the dip, and that will be the buy the dip. I think that we get one more proper leg down. I think that's going to be it. The BitMEX death. Yeah, I saw that, man. I saw that. Value area high bounce gave the ideal intraday short today at London Open. Right, yeah, gotcha. I saw, yeah, I know that you've been pretty short biased lately, right? Veslin. 6 minutes until the New York Open now. We treated 2025 like 2021 and we got rugged. I would say, yeah, I mean, that's a fair comment when it comes to altcoin trading. Not necessarily a fair comment when it comes to BTC trading. There's lots of guys who've been fading BTC this whole cycle, and they missed out on a pretty clean 8x from the 2022 low here. Yeah, 8x pretty much exactly. We could probably name some names. Yeah, I think one more rundown. I've been looking at this, you know. This is a meme I posted. This is not a long I'm in, by the way. I posted a meme like back in 2024 that I was gonna long BTC at 100k. And it's funny. The funny thing about this setup that I'm not in is that this will almost certainly play out. For this to get stopped out, you gotta believe that BTC goes sub 10k before it goes above 500k. I don't think many people will think that. Maybe I'm blind to my bias by thinking that's not really a possibility. But we shall see. Yeah, this is the setup that I am actually looking at. I'm almost starting to revise my entry on this and potentially looking for something in the higher 40s rather than the low 40s or the high 30s. I think my DCAing will probably start high 40s. I think once we sweep this low, I'm gonna probably start allocating risk because I'm effectively unallocated at the moment. I have almost no exposure to the crypto market. Very, very few. I de-risked. I had some long-term bags and I de-risked like 80% of them back in August 2025. So almost a year ago. And I have not added that exposure back yet. But I think, yeah, I think once BTC comes down here, I think that's going to be my trigger. I've already mentioned my ETH plan. One more spike down on ETH. 1.3, 1.2k. That's where I'm personally going to start allocating risk. ETH is a coin that I'm going to hold for next cycle. Solana as well, although I don't really have the same kind of high time frame plan for Solana. Maybe something around the 50 level, sub 50. Hype is another one. I'll be allocating risk to that once we get back into probably the low 40s is an automatic buy zone for me. But this might be more of a futures trade, I'm not sure. You like 40 to 48 for Hyperliquid or for... Oh, sorry. 40 to 48 for BTC, right? Which goes to 40 first? BTC or Hype? Or Solana? That'd be a good question for X. Which goes to 40? Because Solana's trading at 74 right now. BTC's trading at 64. Hype must be 50 something, right? Yeah, 58. Which goes sub 40 first? BTC, you think? What are we on now? 3 minutes until the open. Let me see how the... You really don't think Hype goes sub 40 first? It's the closest. We got a minute left. Oh my goodness. There is... No one has bet bearish. Not a single... We have one person has bet bearish. The odds are extremely skewed. Extremely skewed. If you take the bearish side here, you get a 20 or trade. That's you, Sis? Okay, there you go. We need that Solana trade you took for 30k. Yeah, so that's a good... Maybe that's something that I look at. Oh, sorry, you mean the short, don't you? Yeah, bro. I think about that short a lot, actually. That was like my biggest monetary gain on a short. I literally shorted 250. I mean, it's crazy. I shorted 250 and like my stop was like 254 or something like that. And I closed at like 205. Something like that. Like that was the short. And I made 30 grand. If I had held that open till now, I'd be up nearly 200k. Oh, you can't think about those trades though. You can drive yourself insane. Less than a minute, 20 seconds until New York Open. The predictions are still open. They have just closed. Bulls still in control. Bulls still in control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. New York has opened. Let's see what we get. So let's assess the day that we've had and see whether or not there might be a trade to take. Follis, any idea? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good question, What the Fox. I'm gonna ask the team about that and come back to you. That's actually a feature that I have requested, the ability to save templates. Let me come back to you next week with hopefully an answer. Daily open. So what's the day that we've had? It's mostly range bound, I would say. Can't really say that this is either a strong trending day to the upside or to the downside. It's mostly a range bound day. I would say that looking at the price action since the London session to now, this is your move. This is your trending move. So I would say that if the New York Open is going to play out, then we should get upside relief, but who knows? I was off by a minute? No, I wasn't. 14:29:30 for you when you rang the bell? No. I rang the bell at 14:30. I'm a well-known time traveler. What's up, Shredded Island? Good to see you, bro. Plan the trade, trade the plan. Exactly. So yeah, let's see what we get here. Look, man, it's one of those things. I'm happy to let the price action play out. I don't really have a strong read right now. My read is that we need to reclaim 65K. In order for me to feel confident being bullish and longing, we need to reclaim 65K. If we don't do that, then to me it just feels like we're accepting back into this. Get rid of this. It just seems like we're accepting back into this channel, back into this value area. Failed auction above the high here. Failed channel breakout. Failed range breakout. In which case you set your sights lower. You set your sights for 61, 60K. That's basically what I would be looking for. But we shall see. What's up, DK, on a 10 stream streak? Let's go. Appreciate you, sir. What's up, Jordy? Good to see you, bro. Multicoin and Paradigm just unstaked a ton of hype. And has that had any effect? When did they just do it? When did that happen? Strong New York Open. Yeah. Not much to report here. Not much to write home about just yet. Let's flick back into Near. Near is super interesting to me, by the way. This might be a coin that we look to long. Maybe this is a coin we look to long. Yeah, I just wish that BTC was like a little bit stronger. Is the thing. Is the issue. Just wish BTC was a little bit stronger. That sweep is fantastico, by the way. Let's get rid of this, actually. All these lows got taken out by this move down here. Setting up for maybe a low time frame PO3 type thing. Kind of get this. This. I could do this. Oh my goodness. Something like this. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst chart. A little bit weak recently, but yeah, I kind of like Near here, not gonna lie. Maybe that's a coin we just market smash. Let's see, this would be our first trade on the new Kraken Pro account. So what are we looking for here? Probably want to account for, yeah, like 1.79 would be good. Looking for a rotation back. Mid-range, something like that. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Risk here, 2.5%. So let's open. We have a 10K account. Let's open a. $10,000 account. We'll do Stop loss, we'll go 1.789. I guess I can't go that granular. 1.78. We'll risk exactly 200 here, so 11,000. Take profit 1.97. Huh? Now something's wrong there. Why isn't that working? Why isn't my quick maths working? No, sir. Not with those guys anymore. Near, Pump both looking good. Yeah, I like Near. I like Near the most, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. So if take profit is 1.97, right? Top of the thing here. Doesn't make any sense. If it's a $11,000 position, I'm looking for like a 7% move, then I should be making far more than $217. Yeah, I need to spam the green number. Interesting. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Ah, you're right. There you go. So that makes more sense. Interestingly, then I don't get my predicted loss or predicted gain, which is, that's not ideal either, but I suppose that's better than the alternative. Okay. Still seems wrong, yeah. You're wrong, chicken. Let's just see what happens. It's Sojourner, yeah, interesting. Not sure what's going on there. Anyway, we'll figure that out off stream and report back. Let's look back on New York Open and see how we're doing. I have a funny feeling BTC is not up to much. You got PNL, USD? Yeah. I understand that. Ah, okay, you know what? I figured it out. You're right. It was that little section there. Price USD. Price USD was what I had to flick on. Okay, this makes more sense now. This is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, so we're going to risk just over 200. Market entry. We stand to gain about 700, so let's do it. Okay, boom. Okay, we're in. Happy days. Okay, that made more sense. Yeah, I guess last time I used this, I didn't have those options clicked on. Okay, 2.9 or trade, maybe slightly less, more like 2.4, 2.5. We are in. Let's see what we get. I don't mind near here. I think it's a decent setup. Decent trade. Of course, BTC needs to play ball. And there's no guarantee that it's going to do that. Did you watch Obsession in the end? Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, and Prestige are untouchable. So you went to see The Odyssey. I'm gonna see it this weekend. Your computer is off sync. That's why you couldn't figure out the timing. That's okay. There's a horror part? Or what do you mean by that? Yeah, no spoilers. Doesn't this look like a rounded top? What do you mean by that? The setup? So the reason I'm taking this setup is that it's a setup that I covered on the last stream. It's the OR5 setup. You have a downtrend. You have a reversal, right? Clean break of structure. You have a range-bound price action, indecisive price action. You get a deviation. The low gets swept. You deviate and you retest some element of the reversal, right? It can be any POI. It can be an order block. It can be inefficiency. It can be a breaker, whatever. You reclaim the range. Now, arguably, I'm longing before we get the reclaim, but that's the risk I'm taking here. That's the fourth part, and then the rotation is the fifth part, the rotation higher. But I'm being a conservative Kevin here. I'm just going for the mid-range. And if we are getting lower highs each time, then you would expect the next one to be somewhere like here. Can't have a rounded top at the lows. Well, I mean, I understand the point he's making, which is that he thinks this looks like, I don't know. You know those formations where each subsequent high is just losing steam? You just get this type of price action. It's like this. I understand the point he's making. Boys, we're in profit on the trade. We're goated traders. When do we we're $7 up. When do we start flexing? Or 5 setup, yeah. Check it out. It's pretty high probability. No spoilers. No spoilers for Odyssey in the chat, please. I know it's a 2,500-year-old poem. We get to flex at $10. We're on $14 UPNL now. So I think one of the ideas I had with this account, I'll just zoom in here so you guys can see. Yeah, we have a little under 10K here. I think that's just fees. But one of the ideas with this 10K account was to see if we can run it up by only taking either trades on stream or trades recorded as part of like some video content. Like I had an idea of maybe some kind of like daily vlog series where we try and run up the account by looking for, I don't know, something like a trade a day. Maybe there won't be a trade a day, but something like that, where it's like I log in every morning, see if I can find a setup, and we take it and then record it, and then at the end of the week we put, you know, 5 or 6 clips together and see what we get. Am I gonna do a chart markup this stream? I've already done a few. What do you want marked up? Rewatch Troy. I actually did rewatch Troy recently. It's like, I think it's low-key a good film. I remember thinking it was very camp. when I watched it first. A little bit schlocky. But it's a good film. It kind of holds up, weirdly enough. A day in the life of a trader with a Kraken Pro account. Like, basically that, yeah. Is that something you would watch? My BTC thoughts, I already gave. I spoke about BTC for like 20 minutes at the start of the stream. You gotta rewind it if you want to see it. Typically, guys, the format of the stream, for those who are maybe unaware or those who need a refresher, we usually talk about BTC first. So if you're coming into the stream with 15 minutes left and you're asking for my BTC thoughts, usually I've covered it already. Sometimes I won't have. But most of the time, I covered BTC is the first coin that gets covered. So if you're looking for BTC thoughts, typically, you gotta be on time. Gotta be on time. You're gonna watch it this weekend as well? Yeah, unfortunately, because Ireland is a backwards rural country, we don't have any IMAX screens. So I'm just looking forward to seeing this much of Agamemnon's face. It's only your first day. Well, that's okay. That's alright. When are you going to announce that I'm streaming on Thursdays? Well, the announcements are probably coming next week. The show has been finalized. The show is ready to go. We have IMAXs, just not the 70mm format ones. Is that true, though? We have a new show coming on Thursday. And that'll be a very different style of show to what we're doing currently. That'll be me and a co-host. I co-host you who you probably don't know, actually. It's not like someone that has been on my streams before. You know the host name, there you go. A cooking show, I should do one of those, shouldn't I? That would really bring Kraken Pro the maximum amount of value for these streams. Am I going to be streaming Warzone? No, I'll leave that for my brother. We will have that stream launching on Thursday next week, and then probably the week after, probably pretty early in August, we'll have another show launching. I don't even want to talk about that one yet. But again, the name, the style, the format, that's going to be a good one. They're all ready to go, boys. The streaming takeover begins. Warzone stream with a Nijoku. Is it going to be like Market Bubble? I don't think we're going to be... I think it's going to be a little bit different in terms of the content we cover to Market Bubble. Good for them, though. I mean, that's a good... I've watched little pieces of that. It's a decent show. I think that style of show is a little bit more like Thread Guy and Market Bubble. I probably keep things a little bit more technical on my streams. What's up, Lawsy? You watched it on IMAX? What, like Blanchardstown or something? Wait till you see Agamemnon aura farming. So yeah, this is the setup. I'm probably just going to end up... I'm not going to stare at this for the last 10 minutes of the show, but my risk is defined. We are in here. We're up $7 or $8. Not even enough to cover fees, which is totally fine. We are targeting... Basically, we are trying to show... The thesis with this trade is we are trying to show that this sweep, this move down, is just a deviation. We're trying to show that this deviation will eventually result in a rotation back towards not necessarily the channel high, but mid-channel. I would be happy with mid-channel. And again, for those wondering what setup this is my OR5 setup. We have reversal, And it's also, it's not a good, it's not the highest probability or 5 because I didn't wait for the reclaim, but that's totally fine. We're being a little bit cheeky for the purposes of content creation. That's one of the factors for my trade setup. Can we create some content? Reversal range. And for those looking for a full explanation of this setup, you can see posted some stuff on X recently. Also a lot of stuff in Chroma. Reversal range retest. So retest is you're basically retesting the reversal, some element of the reversal. Reclaim, you reclaim the range, proving that it was a deviation. Rotate. Rotate, you rotate back towards range high. Rotate. And that's it. That is the OR5 setup. Relatively high probability. It's a nice setup. I like it. And that's near. So I'm in this. Let's see what we get. If this is a clip where it goes to profit, then cue the clip. Otherwise, we're just going to come back to it on Monday's stream and see how we did. So yeah, oof, BTC does not look great. What an unhealthy looking New York Open. Yikes. Yeah, just looking down through my watch list. XPL is strong on the day for some unknown reason. But yeah, I don't have high hopes for BTC here. To me now, this is starting to look more and more like a failure to break out. A failed auction. I mean, we're still technically in an uptrend, even if we come down as far as 63, even into the 62s, but it looks bad to me. The fact that we are now, remove this so you don't get confused. The fact that we are now, whoopsies, the fact that we are now accepting back into this red value, right? And that's one of the rules of trading value areas. One of the rules of trading volume profiles is that price will rotate intra value. It will rotate from one value area to the extreme to the next. Now, if you want to see an expansion, if you want to see a range breakout, if you want to see a successful auction higher, then you want to see something like this, and you want to see acceptance outside here, and you want to see that, right? The fact that we are seeing, boom, this makes me very skeptical. This looks to me, it's starting to look like a failed auction. Now, we are approaching the POC. This is the 64K level. This is kind of where you'd be saying, okay, this is your last chance, bulls, to step up and give us a bounce here. If not, then I think we're looking at 60K next week, but we shall see. We shall see. I wanted to quickly run over that chart request because poor buddy has been waiting for a while. What is the... Yeah, is this the one? Oh, interesting. Yeah. So, this is actually a chart that I marked up already. You guys remember this one? This is the... Oh, yeah. I found this on... I found this on the interwebs. I found it online. This parabolic blow-off top pattern. I was very vocal when silver was trading above $100. When silver was trading at 120, I remember saying you had... I made a post and I said you had 12 years to buy silver under $30. And instead of buying it under $30, you're now buying it at 100, 120. Never gonna make it. So I posted, I mean, this was a little bit of a joke, this parabolic blow-off top pattern, but holy moly, it has played out. I mean, so you can't really see the top here, but it was 120 something, 122. We're down over 50% now from that parabolic blow-off top. Yeah, alpha and rage bait. It was a good post. But let's see, I mean, jokes aside, I think if you're setting a high time frame target on silver, I don't think it's crazy to look for 40, 30 as a retest. I don't think it goes this low, by the way, but something like this. And also, if silver has shown us one thing, if precious metals have shown us one thing, and gold is the same idea, you get a long time to consolidate. You get a long time to accumulate. Consolidates for a long time. So there's no need to rush in, I would say. It's sort of positive if we go to the lows first and then target the highs. Oh, you mean on BTC? Yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense, I'll put it that way. Like, if we come down here to 60k, I will be looking for longs. But let's see. I mean, to be honest, the thing is, if we... So, like, my read here was bullish. That's effectively being... It's in the process of being invalidated. I'll take that one on the chin. No worries. If we come down here, I will also be bullish. And if that one fails, I'll also take that on the chin, because that means we're putting in new yearly lows and we're one step closer to my cycle bottom target, which, as I've already said, is in the 40s. It's a range. My cycle low target is basically like mid 30s to high 40s. And I know that seems like a massive range, but you know, we're dealing with an extremely high time frame read here with tons of variables and tons of macro factors. I would like to see sub 50 for sure. Once we get into the 40s, I become very interested. Once we get down to the low 40s, the high 30s, I'm more than interested. Now, at that point, I think once you get into the 30s and start going down towards the low 30s, and I have dry powder all the way to the low 30s, but I think if we ever get into the 20s, whew, I'll be sweating a little bit. Because that's not necessarily something that I've looked at. Maybe that's something we need to plan for. Retest something down here. Anyway, maybe a conversation for another day. Can we trade Florins on Kraken Pro? I should get them listed, shouldn't I? Should get them listed. Do I ever factor USDT dominance into my trades? I do from time to time. I would say that in the last year or so, it's been something that I don't really look at that much. But BTC dominance is a chart that I look at a lot. And maybe this is a topic that we can look at. We're kind of running out of time here today, but this is something we're going to look at next week, maybe. How dominance has been very different this cycle compared to 2017 or 2021. We didn't really see the altcoin rotations that everyone was hoping for. It kind of left a lot of people feeling a little bit bitter, a little bit disappointed. But this chart tells us a lot. You know, this chart tells us, I mean, dominance is the same place now that it was 2 years ago. October 2024, almost 2 years, and it's in the same spot. There has been no meaningful capital rotation for a long time. You look back at this chart, what is the one thing you can say about this chart is that it really hasn't stayed very still for long. There's been an ebb and flow of capital going in and out of BTC, in and out of altcoins. We haven't really seen that. It's been ranging for the last 2 years, and that's an interesting observation in and to itself. But maybe that's something we talk about a little bit more on next stream. Very quickly, let's look at our trade. Okay, we're right at entry. So if you're just joining the stream late, we are bang at our entry. This is a 2.5 hour setup that we're taking on Kraken Pro. It is the first trade that I've taken on the new Kraken Pro account that we loaded up with 10,000 American dollars. And let's see what we get here. This is my OR 5 setup, quite a high probability setup. I took it a little bit early, didn't wait for the confirmation, didn't wait for the reclaim, so it's a little bit cheeky, but for the purposes of keeping y'all entertained and having something to check back in on Monday's stream, we are going to jump in. And we're in. Our entry is about 1.84, and we're looking for about 1.97. NFA, DYOR, just a trade that I'm taking myself, obviously. But we're going to call it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining. This was a fun stream. We covered a lot. We took our first trade on the Pro account. And yeah, we got to experience the joys of New York Open on a Friday as BTC tumbles. BTC does a little bit of a tumble, and all coins look terribly weak. But yeah, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. If BTC can reclaim 65k, then I'm actually weirdly optimistic about the rest of the month and going into August. But otherwise, I think adjust your targets lower. Start looking at 60k, start looking at 61k retest. But in any case, guys, we're going to call it there. Everything that was strong just pumped when BTC ripped. Yeah, I'm looking at XPL. I'm looking at Near. I'm looking at Pump, perhaps. We're looking at Ondo. Ondo is also a chart that we marked up last stream. Might be one to look at again. But that's it, guys. We're going to call it there. Enjoy your weekends. Try not to get liquidated. Try to have some dry powder left for Monday stream. And yes, we will be back on Monday. Same time, same place. We also have a new show, a new stream launching next Thursday. More details about that to come next week. All right, guys. What's up, Oswald? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Rick Duck? For BTC to use options on IBIT, I don't. That's maybe something we can talk about a little bit more next week. Yeah, cheers, Crypto Gaz. What's up? You're like, oh yeah, the Florin distribution. God, that's 2 streams in a row now. I've almost forgotten. The M30 candle was bearish, of course, and the bears were in the minority. Funnily enough, GG. You guys, the bears. All right, guys, we're gonna call it there. Enjoy your weekends. Stay safe. Try not to get liquidated, and we will see you back here for Monday stream. Same place, same time. Be open on Monday. Until then, peace out, Girl Scouts. Bye bye.